And now we've come to the portion of our show where we have to ask, what just happened? We can't believe it either, but let's take a look back at the insanity that was this week and look ahead to what will make us facepalm next week. This is What Just Happened on the Dean Obeidallah Show. Take it away, Dean.
And welcome back, Dean Obeidallah Show. We're live Friday, September 27th. And we're trying, Maureen's mic is not working. So Maureen's got to come over here. It's what just happened, which means we're talking about the idea of what just happened, like what happened to the audio, the headphones aren't working. You know, we don't do testing here at SiriusXM. We wing it, and bingo, we're going to the other side.
Do you know who I am?
Apparently, you're the person that doesn't have a microphone working. That's who you are right now. Sit there, Maureen, please take it. So, folks, let me introduce the people. And I hope you enjoyed the Al Franken interview. It was interesting to talk to Al. I've only talked to him when I worked at Saturday Night Live. As I mentioned, he did come back once, and we worked on a project together for 2 days, but it's not like we were friends. We don't know each other besides that. And, you know, his show kicks off tomorrow. Chris Rock, first guest, pretty great guest. And I hope he does well with it. You know, that's... We plug them as I'm killing time for a second here. All right, so we have two great guests. They're both returning champions, in my view. Carolina Hidalgo, comedian, podcaster, movie sign with the Mad, just back from a world tour.
Yeah.
Back from Berlin, Stockholm.
The Krakow. And
England. London. And all of it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, and then there was heartbreak, and then there was fun again.
And you're back. And Maureen Langan was just breaking things at this point. Maureen!
I was okay over there. It was just going in one ear, the headphones.
No,
Can
your
I
microphone
go back?
didn't work. Can you fix the mic?
I'm going back
right here. Maureen Langan. No, it can't because the microphone doesn't work over there. Comedian. You've seen her on HBO, Comics Unleashed, award-winning broadcast journalist. Also has got her own one-person show.
I do.
It's called Daughter of the Garbage Person.
Of a garbage man.
Of a garbage person.
Garbage man.
Sorry, it's a person now.
You're
Sorry,
so
we're
politically
too PC now.
Yes.
Maureen, thank you. After all of that, one day we're going to test the microphone before we actually begin.
Don't.
No, we're not.
Just
It's more fun.
It's just me.
Guys, first of all, it's great to see both of you.
Ugh, now I got to look at Tucker Carlson.
Don't look up Tucker Klansman, we call him, first of all.
Oh, God, he's awful.
Maureen, how's everything with you? Carolina, we caught up while you were screwing around. I don't know what the hell you were doing there. But, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what the hell are you doing?
For fuck's sake. I've just been obsessed. Like, honest to God. You know, I'm a journalist turned comic, but the journalist head has been spinning watching all of this, riveting every moment of this crazy Trumptopia. It's awful. Like, I'm totally obsessed.
And let's go to commercial. We're done. That's it. No, we're going to talk about Trumptopia. We're going to try to make sense of it, have some fun with it, if humanly possible.
So much fun.
By the way, Carolina, when you were in Europe, did you watch coverage of the way they would talk about Donald Trump there?
I watched some of it, yeah, especially in England. But the thing is, right now, England is obsessed with Brexit as much as here they're obsessed with Trump. But wherever I've been, like this year, like even Australia, there is so much coverage on Trump everywhere. Wow. And it's just pretty much they show like, oh, yeah, this is Trump. And then they move on to the next story. But they just
Trump.
Show...
He's Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. He is their Beyonce, but like
he's beyond.
He's just a clown to them, and they find it like a hilarious episodic
they do.
show.
So they laugh.
They laugh at him.
We need
yeah.
Trump's Brexit. Trump. How would you say it?
Trump's. I don't know.
Trumpet. But in any event, so when you're in Europe, he's laughed out. It's not like he's viewed as some great leader over there.
Oh, no, there is no way.
But see, that's the whole thing. He says that America's not laughing at us anymore. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Because I perform a lot in Ireland and England.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. They're like, what the... And Edinburgh is a very intelligent hub of intellect and history and all that. They're like, what the heck is going on? But you know what, too? It's all it all stems from anti-immigration. Because... people in the UK didn't want those brown people coming and taking their jobs. Same thing here. We had an average of 100,000 refugees coming to America. It was cut to 30,000, and now it's down to 18 refugees.
Bingo. Yesterday, the Trump administration cut this down. And all this is red meat to the base because to them, they're brown refugees. There's no reason for America not to be America anymore. And that's part of it, the idea of rejecting refugees, this country that's so much of I think our value to the world is that we're a special place and a haven for people in need. And now we're cutting it to the lowest levels since our refugee program began.
And you know what's a shame? I was doing a gig on Staten Island, so I took the Staten Island ferry, and it goes right by the Statue of Liberty, for those who don't know. And I looked at that and said, this is America. And I thought I saw a tear coming down her face because I thought, this is what it's all about. And it isn't anymore. My mother is an immigrant, and I'm flabbergasted. She's a smart woman. She voted for Trump. But I came here legally, and he's going to keep my grandchildren out of war. And I just feel, and I'm like, Mom, are you kidding me? You're kidding me.
I like the accent, though. That's how you do your mom voice in your one-person show.
And my father from the Bronx, lifelong Democrat, garbage man, voted for Trump.
That's how he talks.
Yeah.
And your mom has an accent.
Well, my father's first generation
All right,
Irish.
so he's born.
I did the Ancestry.com.
And?
100% Irish. We didn't even leave the Midlands. We didn't even visit Dublin.
Wow.
Did we talk about this before? Did you do this?
Yeah, I did the thing.
And what did you come back?
I'm 50% South Native American and 50% Spanish, Portuguese, and then I think a tiny slither of Jewish, which is kind of cool.
Okay, how about this? My Sicilian lover, my fella, my chap, my lad, he is half Sicilian. His grandparents from Sicily. His mom never talked about the background. Came back. He's 50% European Jew.
Wow.
I said, you know what this means? Yesterday I was a bitch. Today I'm anti-Semitic. So I got some material out of it.
My dream is to start a free service where everybody comes back a little Muslim. So,
you came back a lot Muslim.
No, so you come back. So people like Muslims. So they go like, oh my God, I'm 5% Muslim. I can't hate them anymore. That's my dream thing that I want to start. And the more of a conservative bigot you are, the more Muslim you come back. So if you're like, I hate Muslim. I'm 60% Muslim. Oh my God, I gotta deport myself or start liking Muslims. This is my dream.
That happens sometimes. You see like once in a while a news story about some red-blooded guy being like, what do you mean I'm Mexican? It's always like, it'll come up once in a while. I mean, this 23andMe shit, like that will happen.
My family came back half Arab, the way it was supposed to, and half Italian. But the interesting stuff was the Arab side really had spanned from Egypt through Africa, like Central Africa, my heritage, through Saudi Arabia. The Italian side, 100% Southern Italian. Like they got there, they sat down, they put the lawn chair on the lawn, they put the lights up.
Mary
like, we're not going, we're staying, we're not going anywhere. Leave the Christmas lights up all year. Of course, they don't have that kind of accent, but you know my point. So,
but Dean, I'm 100%. People like I never heard of anybody being 100% anything. I'm like, really? I have, but it's like we're inbred. Like we didn't even go visit Dublin or Galway. It's like right in the middle of the.
Maureen Langan, she's 100% Irish. I can't even do it. Matthew was Irish. Okay, let's talk, as we're talking about Italians and mobsters. Donald Trump.
And mobsters. We were talking.
No, we are now because Donald Trump had his little thing where the transcript came out, which seemed like a B level, right? The phone call with the Ukrainian leader. Literally saying, can you do me a favor? We actually have a little bit of audio that we found. This is an exclusive to the show of the conversation. Mac, we play clip number 9. There's a little audio that was actually specific.
Did you take care of that thing I asked you about?
Is it all right to talk business in front of your friend?
It's okay.
I took care of it.
What about the other thing?
I gotta wait for the first thing to come through before I can move on the second thing.
That gonna give you a problem?
The guy in the first thing?
Yeah.
He's a lunatic.
What do you say?
The usual.
So you tell him you weren't going for it.
What am I gonna do, Paul?
You gotta nip that shit right in the butt now.
But if the first thing comes through, then I'll fix everything.
Exactly. Including the second thing.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Don't repeat what you hear here. Hear?
What, the first thing or the second thing?
So that was Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump talking in the White House on tape. So with Trump's language to the Ukrainian guy, to Zelensky, I won't call him just a guy, like the dude from the Ukraine guy, he's like, we're your best friend. We give you the most money in the world. Germany sucks. He really said like Merkel sucks. And then Zelensky's like, oh, you're 100%, you're 1,000% right. Literally said 1,000% right. And then comes the closing deal. I got a favor to ask you.
Yep. Well, he said it's not reciprocal. You're not being reciprocal.
Reciprocity. Use the word. Isn't reciprocity the kind of B-level word like a Jersey mobster would use but not understand fully? He's not being, what do you call it? That thing. Reciprocity thing. We're not doing you're not reciprocity thing. Yeah. These are the guys I grew up with in Jersey. He's not being reciprocity, okay? Talk to him about reciprocity. Maureen, go ahead. You go. I've done my one-person show. I'm done.
What do you want me to talk about? I think the whole thing's insane. First he stands next to Putin and and sides with him over our own intelligence. Then he's calling Mr. Z in the Ukraine, the comedian, and he's like, do us a favor and look into some dirt on Biden. Now, listen, if there's dirt on Biden to be found, you don't turn to the Ukraine, another country. It is mind-boggling to me that too many Republicans find this okay. They find it okay. And this Rudy Giuliani, this guy has been a loon since day one. He did come out very well in 9/11, and he did. But prior to that, he was a piece of human crap. He was cheating on his wife, and he was marching in a parade with his mistress. Then he does a public service announcement, like on the local radio, about, battered women's shelters. And basically, he's like, fellas, don't hit women. Just mess with them psychologically like I do, I mean,
yes.
I paraphrase that in my own projection
did it well,
onto him. So I think it's insane, and I don't understand why it's okay for some people. I don't care if you're a Republican, an independent, a Democrat. This is America, and he is doing so much to undermine. What would we think he would do anyway? The guy's not read a book a day in his life. He doesn't have an understanding. So I'm not surprised when people go, he doesn't know what's going on, in our country and how to handle it. No, he doesn't. And you voted for the circus clown.
Well, some of them now Caroline is a pro-Trumper, so now the counterpoint. Tell us how Trump is so great, he's making your life great again. No, this is, like when you got back, when you were in Europe, did you spend time watching the news or just come back and catch up on this insanity?
I watch it for like a minute, but these days I can't even listen to him. I have to read it in print because it's just too infuriating. But reading everything I can on it, especially usually it's just when I come on here or come on Fugelsang shows, because to be honest, I know it sucks, but sometimes you need to take a break from all this.
You do.
Because it's just way too much over. You wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? You look at your phone.
To see if he's still there.
Yeah.
I do.
Thinking
do.
maybe... you think about it, you think sometimes bathtubs can be slippery. You think about these things.
Well, it's interesting because you asked her if she watches this over in Europe.
Right, I did.
I just want you to know, though, and I'm sure we all know this, that when you are in Europe, you learn about other countries and continents that you didn't know existed here in America. There's a place called Africa, and they have countries. And there are things east of France. It's just mind-boggling.
No,
It's true, though.
You're right. I think we've all earned a vacation of 3 to 4 years after Trump is gone. And I think that most people are getting tired of it. I was so happy when Nancy Pelosi, I just want to play the clip earlier this week from Tuesday when Nancy Pelosi said the words I was waiting for her to say for the longest time. And it brought me a level of joy that was inappropriate, but not because it was just an impeachment, but the fact that so many people had worked so hard to win the House. And this was so important to us to hold Trump accountable. And that's why I was giddy. So here's clip number 8. Nancy
This
Pelosi.
week, the president has admitted to asking the president of Ukraine to take actions which would benefit him politically. The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections. Therefore, today, I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry. The president must be held accountable. No one is above the law.
So, Carolina, what day did you get back, by the way?
I got back on Tuesday, so that was 3 days ago.
So you land and this is what's going on. You're like, oh my God, impeachment's on.
Yeah, I mean, at first my thought was why now? Not to say why not sooner, or why did they? Is there this thing that we all have planned out where there's the big heist and then everyone knows that there's a plot twist at the end and then everybody wins or something, or is it just that everyone's been pushed around enough and so many people are now getting so involved in this that they're just enough is enough?
Because there's no innuendo, there's no putting it together yourself. It's right there on paper, him saying, I want a favor. It is, you can't dispute it because it's right there, though the Republicans are disputing it. And I hope there are people with character integrity
that
will
there's
come.
not.
I think there are.
There's one Republican, by the way, one member of Congress, Republican, came out around 6:30 tonight in favor of impeachment. One, seriously, from Nevada. He's a congressman. I'd never heard of him before. He's 8 years in Congress. His name's Richard Amadea. It's not a name I'm familiar with, so I'm
just
mangling.
one?
One so far has come out in favor of not impeaching Trump, impeachment inquiry.
Oh.
But you have
that's
one.
True. That's what you should do. Is you should do an impeachment inquiry. That's the right way to do it, and I would want to do that as a former. I want to know the facts. I want to know the full investigation. I want to ask Barr how far up he is Trump's ass. I want to find these things out.
Do you think Barr is next, though? I mean, this is the big thing. Bill Barr, the Attorney General, has been involved in all this from covering for Trump when the Mueller report came out, like misleading the American public, clearly potentially lying under oath. It was debatable. We're not sure about that. But also with this, I mean, the whistleblower complaint goes to the Inspector General, and then it goes to the Director of National Intelligence, supposed to give it to Congress. And Bill Barr goes, no, you don't have to give it to Congress. Just give that to me. I'll take care of it over here. I'm making him Italian. He's not.
Yeah, Maureen, we think you committed a crime, and we're going to report it to the police. No, give it to me. I'll take it to the police.
Yeah, don't worry about me. And that's the guy in the movie. And the other guy, did you give this to anyone else? No, good. Don't worry about it. Like in the movie, you know that's going to happen. That guy's just going to disappear at some point. And thankfully, this whistleblower is, whoever he or she, it's probably a guy, they're saying, is that they're safe right now. And because... I mean, let's be honest.
It's got to be leaked. It's got to be leaked.
Do you put anything beyond Trump to stay in power? I'm not even joking around. Do you put anything at all? Like, would he? I'll leave it to you. What is there anything you think he would not do to stay in power?
I don't know anymore. I used to think that like these are how things go and then movies are another thing, and now it could really be anything. I could just see him like it, just like at the end of a movie when the guy's about to go and he grabs the holster from like the security guard next to him and just starts shooting, and it's like a weird thing. Like I can imagine almost anything. What I think he's probably gonna do is that he's not man enough to grab the holster of someone's gun. I think he's just gonna run away and hide and then like scream loudly when that day comes,
So Maureen,
like, I will be vindicated. I'll be back again. You'll see. You've never heard the last of me.
Maureen's
I don't know where he's from, but Republican Mike Turner says Trump's conversation with Zelensky is not okay.
That I heard that that was yesterday in the hearing. It feels like 4 years ago.
Sorry,
but he didn't come out in favor of a formal impeachment.
Okay, I wasn't
That's
sure.
different.
I'd do the best.
No,
I
it's not
could.
the guy. You did an excellent job.
How messed up is it? Like you have to say like, oh, what the president does is it's just not okay. But that's fine.
What I'm hoping though is there will be the John Deans of the world. Watergate was a political crisis in the 1970s. She's like,
you're making fun of
I'm so
Carol.
much older than her. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm busting. No,
it's okay. I didn't even grow up in this country, so you know what?
You
Sometimes
did?
I got to remember these
Where are you
things.
from?
Mexico. Oh, Colombia and Mexico. Yeah.
Does Trump know she's here?
Yeah.
She's her last show.
Somebody tell him.
That's why we brought her here.
I'm hoping that there are
She's
decent
a gift
people.
to Trump to let us let us stay.
These people are going to just domino effect fall, because when they're going to be on the hot seat, these Republicans who have been in cahoots with him, nobody wants to be the fall guy for him.
Yeah.
Trump said today, and he said this other days, but now he put it in writing, about his conversation with the president of the Ukraine. He called it perfect. He goes, it was a perfect conversation with the Ukraine president. Do either of you score your phone calls after you're done with them?
Well,
That was a 7. I could have done so much better than that phone call. That was a #5 low energy.
No.
Next phone call, who?
I do. If I climax at the end, that was a 10.
Does your husband involved? Does he know about it?
I'm not married.
Oh, you're single now?
Well, I'm with a Sicilian lover.
That's Sicilian lover. I
got
thought
a
it was your
guy.
husband. I thought that was your husband.
No,
I'm
Pete
sorry.
McDermott. Remember, I was married to him. But
Pete
he
McDermott.
liked golf more than me.
All right, let's not
go there.
Let's go to your
tomorrow
act.
would have been our anniversary.
It would have been.
Wow,
How many years?
2003. So what is that?
Oh, that's a
16?
long time ago. Oh, come on. Yeah. So the idea, what is a perfect in your world, Carolina? What would be a perfect phone conversation?
Is when I like sidebar and don't pick up at all. Is usually the perfect, or delivery be right down. Like I don't understand how it would be.
There's a perfect one. Maureen, we'd like you in a sitcom.
There you go.
Get to Hollywood. You can bring your two folks that you're sitting with right now in the series.
Whoever they are.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's a perfect conversation. You're right. Like, I get a call, Dean, you're going to have your own show on MSNBC from 8 to 11 p.m. We're knocking everyone out. Rachel Mount is your opening act type of thing.
Yeah.
And you only have to do it one day a week and you're paying you millions. That's a perfect phone call.
I would have missed all of those because I do not answer the number ever unless I know that person. So there's Hollywood's probably been calling for months, and they're talking a Chinese voice.
I was going to ask you, do either of you get phone calls like I assume it's Mandarin?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you do
You
too?
assume it's Mandarin?
I don't know what it is. It
couldn't
could be
identify
Korean.
it.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's Mandarin Yeah, it's probably Mandarin, not Cantonese. Mandarin's like the more...
Wow, I don't
But
know.
but do you get phone calls
Asian
that are not
voice.
right? Let's leave it at that. But do you get that? Do you get that too?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Who is doing this? Like, what is the play? Is there any is there a financial benefit? If I get 1,000 people today, I get a bonus. Like,
Yeah,
what?
and then
I
you're
don't
like,
get
no,
it.
I ordered dumplings, and you
You think it's delivery?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't speak your language. Are you in the hall? What are you telling me?
Yeah.
But no, seriously. Can you help me understand this? Like, someone is doing this to all of us.
Yeah.
I get it twice a day. What is the game? Like, who benefits from this? I gotta say, if it's a telemarketer trying to sell me crap, which they try to do, but this is not. This is just someone has programmed my number into a system, and they're enjoying that the phone is ringing.
Yeah, it's payback for the tariffs. They're going to torture every American.
My voicemail is full now. Thank you. Yes.
America, enjoy the phone calls until the tariffs are lifted. That's funny. That's very funny. I like that.
I'm here all night.
We're going to use it in the act, Caroline. We're
Okay.
gonna do that from now
We're
on.
gonna take it on the
All
road.
right.
the three of us.
Let's take a break. We're going to come back. Let's go. This is Colbert last night on Trump getting ready to fight back. We'll go to clip number 2 as we go to break, my friend.
A lot of people are celebrating because Donald Trump is in serious trouble, but Trump has shown over and over again that when he's cornered, he will fight like the rabid weasel that lives on his head.
Dean Obadala Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
You're listening to What Just Happened with everyone's favorite host, Dean Obidala.
And welcome back, Dean Obidala Show. We're live right here Friday, September 27th. It is What Just Happened. I'm joined by Maureen Langan and Carolina Hidalgo, two very funny comedians. So I got to play really a haunting, weird clip. First of all, yesterday Donald Trump said we are at war, talked about impeachment. Yeah. Then John Voight, who just gets creepier. He made a video today that went viral. It's on Twitter. It's all over. And he's a big Trump supporter. And I don't think it's going to work, Maureen. Did you plug in that one? Is it working?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's play. Here is first Maureen Langan. Here's Maureen Langan and her husband, John Voight. Langan. Langan?
Yeah, Langan.
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 Not anymore.
Langan.
No. Don't tell me Christina Hidalgo. Here's John Voight, clip number 4.
War. This is war against truths. This is a war against the highest noble man who has defended our country and made us safe and great again. Let me stand with our president. Let us all stand with our President Trump in a time of such evil words trying for impeachment. This is a crime that the left are trying to force. This is a disgrace by such ignorant followers that have no truth of what truly has been brought back to our country.
It sounds almost like a twisted Shakespeare, like, to dream, perchance to dream. Suffer the arrows and slings of outrageous fortune. Or be, so that's kind of weird. It really feels like King Lear or King Richard. He's like, John Voight's like, line, but he was very intense. Then it gets to intersecting religion and God and defending Trump. He's a big Trumper. And someone called him before and said, this sounds like an Al-Qaeda thing. And I'm like, I just knew it was alarming. And I think this part, so let's hear the more alarming part, clip number 5. And don't forget, he's really serious staring at the camera. And this is about saving Trump from us. Like, we're evil. Listen to this, clip number 5.
And what does the radical left do for such greatness? They want to destroy. They want civilization to be run like a corrupt ring. I say, stand now with Trump. Let truth prevail. And may God show all the truth.
Yes.
That we are truly a nation stronger because of our president. The left are afraid, for their power is lessening with every deal that is accomplished by Donald Trump. In the name of God and his power for this nation, let us stay strong and without such evil among us.
And peace be with you all. You
and drink of my blood.
Oh my
Just
God.
like my daughter drank of her brother's blood. You know they're not close.
No, they have not talked to me in a long time.
Who, John Voight?
John Voight and his daughter
Angelina
Jolie. I read the magazines.
We should be talking about that. Look, all of a sudden Scott Baio looks okay. Now the other Trump supporter, because this is off the charts. Unless Scott Baio is just a jerk.
Yeah.
This is really, if you listen to the whole thing, it is so close to a call to arms, like to incite you to act without saying, go act. It's about the left, we're evil, and we want to destroy the country, and Trump and God. When you insert the two, it's compelling and alarming at the same time. If somebody's slightly unhinged, this is the kind of stuff that makes them react.
It's like what a tumor pressing against the frontal lobe of your brain sounds like. That's what I think.
This whole bringing in the God thing, and listen, you can be the most religious person on the planet or not at all. Just treat people right, don't hurt kids, and leave me alone. But
blasphemer, unbelievable.
No, it's just, listen, I think it's a very personal thing, one's religion. I really do. Of
course it is.
And when Trump was running and they said, do you ever go ask God for forgiveness? He said, no. And do you ever go to church? Well, sometimes I have that thing they give you, the cracker thing. I'm like, it's called the Holy Eucharist, you piece of crap. And now he's got God all of a sudden. God bless us and God bless. And God. You don't believe in God. Cut the crap.
And the evangelicals are still his greatest supporters. Every poll, if you look at the demographic breakdown, it's dropping among general white people. It's dropping among African Americans. Horrible, it's like a 10%. Latinos, it's dropped. It's like 35% approval. Evangelicals over 60%. They just won't stop.
There's no reasoning because it's hard to explain because I am not a religious person, but I know I have, some of my best friends are religious, that kind of shit.
Right.
But also sometimes when people buy into a certain kind of logic, like a cult mentality in certain places, it's kind of like you can't really reason with that so much.
So neither of you are that religious. So have you heard of Muhammad? Let's talk about. No, I'm kidding. We're going to convert you both. I have no interest. Muslims don't do any kind of stuff. Nor Catholics. My mom's Catholic. It was not like I went to Catholic school growing up, there was never that kind of let's go out there and try to get people to join us.
No, you know what I've been going to? I was raised in Catholic church. There's no question answer period. I don't know the Corinthians from the Philippians. There was nothing. But I was at there's a church, Riverside Church in Manhattan, and I've gone a couple times.
It's a beautiful church.
Well, I've gone there because it's social justice, and there's speakers that you would see at like the 92nd Street Y or the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. They bring in these speakers, and they'll take the Old Testament and adhere it to today. They'll go, you know what this is? Okay, so this is, you want to hear what this is? God was talking about people like Trump who were doing this, this, and this. That's what,
really?
It's riveting. And then they have this music, and it isn't like, it's not, it just, I like to go for the social message of it.
Sure.
They are so socially active. There's so many clubs. The guy said to me, do you want to join the men's club? I said, I'm a woman. He goes, no, but we want you to join. I go, well, who's in the club? But they have pen pal clubs for the immigrants who are detained. Like you can write to them.
This is great stuff.
It really is. And that's what, it's a community of people trying to help each other. And
Do
I
you
dig
know
that.
the Church for Ethical Understanding? It's in Midtown Manhattan. I've been to some events there. It's people, I mean, a lot of them they're all progressive liberal. It's not about religion, but it looks like a church.
Yeah.
It's a way of community. I'm not saying they're all atheists. They're a mix of things. Many were former liberal progressive Jews they're Jewish, but they have no connection anymore to their faith, but they want a community. And they go there. I've done stuff with Scott Blakeman there. We all know, Scott Blakeman's a friend of ours, a comic. He's been on the show. I think it's really interesting because it's just about people being good to each other.
That's what I dig. And to take action, because hope is nothing if it isn't backed with an action. And I love going there because it's very mixed, and you see some of the old-time black women with their outfits. I dig that, like Easter Sunday, every Sunday. And then there's just people dressed down and hang. I don't know. I just like to hear how you can help other people. That's
a good thing. And all right, so let's take another break. So then we can come back and play the game. You're both returning champions.
Who said it?
Guess who said it?
I've lost every time.
But still, in my heart, you're a winner.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the Dean Obadala Show right after this.
Dean Obadala Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
listening to What Just Happened with everyone's favorite host, Dino Vidala.
And welcome back, Dino Vidala Show. We're live Friday, September 27th. Guess what? Guess what happened? And now we're going to play What Just Happened within Guess Whatever. You know it. Play the thing.
Now, it's time for America's newest game show sensation. Guess who said it?
That's the game. Guess who said it on What Just Happened? The first question I can't ask you to because it was already in the clip of John Voight, but it was a very good quote. Here we go. Here, you know the rules. I'm going to give you a quote. Each answer is worth $100 for one of us. Put your money on the table. Here we go. The spinning that has been done by the president's defenders in the last 24 hours since this very damaging whistleblower complaint came out. The spinning is not surprising, but I think it's astonishing and deeply misleading. So who said the spinning that's come out by Trump and his people is not just surprising, it's astonishing, deeply misleading? Was it Shep Smith, Chris Wallace, Juan Williams, or Judge Napolitano?
The Shep thing. Oh, no, Napolitano.
I'm going to go with Shep just because.
You can't guess all of them. All right, and you got them all wrong. You had 3 of the 4 you guessed between you.
I'm right on
schedule. It was
schedule.
Chris Wallace. All right, here we go.
No, I don't listen to him because I can't listen to him. I know he has a speech impediment, and Chris. Oh, I thought Chris Matthews. I was thinking.
Chris Matthews. All right,
here we go.
Here's another one.
See, I'm not
Ready?
even listening.
I want you to focus. This is really important.
Had 2 mezcal margaritas last night.
Oh my God! Here we go. Imagine this poor president. His whole tenure in office has been marked by snitches and rats and backstabbers, and it's amazing how he functions at all. Who would say that? Geraldo Rivera, Mark Levin, Lou Dobbs, or Laura Ingraham? Who feels heartbroken by the rats and the backstabbers that have made Trump's life so difficult?
Laura
Levin.
Again, both of you. Geraldo.
Really? I thought he was coming around
He said
a little
it this
more.
morning. No, he had, but now
I thought
he
he was
switched.
coming around more.
That was called "Keep Your Job" at Fox News because you can only trash Trump so much. All right, here we go. You guys won. You got to get it right here. I actually think they should all congratulate me because if it weren't for me,
Rudy Giuliani.
Bingo. That's right. You got it. Perfect. Excellent.
We got a winner.
And here's a really good one because if it's true, it's really important. I heard someone say if there was a private vote on impeachment in the Senate, there would be 30 Republican votes. That's not true. There would be at least 35.
Flake?
Very good.
Wow.
She jumped in before you could even buzz
I'm sorry. Should I? I'm
Carolina's
sorry.
buzzer was not even working. That's it. We're done. But what's so great about that is we only need 20 Republicans to come over to remove Donald Trump. So if you had 30 or 35, Donald Trump is gone. He becomes only the third president impeached, but the first removed from the office. We were talking about this earlier in the show because we were playing the clips of. I'm going to play for you. We heard the John Voight. Here's Geraldo from that clip. What's interesting in him saying he wants to punch. Whop, the guy punched the whistleblower in the face, and he does a fist on camera. We can't see that, but he says whop. Here's clip number 3.
After listening to the Democrats, they believe that they have it now. That everything else, Russia collusion, Stormy Daniels, taxes, making money on hotels and all that, they're going to put everything away and they're going to laser focus on this. This is going to be what the impeachment is all about. Maybe 1 or 2 little other things fall in. So it's going to be the president of the United States in a conversation that was intercepted by a rotten snitch. I'd love to whap him, but that's another story. Imagine this poor president, his whole tenure in office has been marked by snitches and rats and backstabbers.
Yep.
It's amazing how he functions at all.
He doesn't function. That's how he does it.
But why aren't they saying that it's so wrong to go to a foreign power and ask them to undermine your election? What is wrong with people who
Money.
And you know what?
Money.
And I'll tell you this.
It's power.
They're absolutely right, the Republicans, that the Democrats have wanted him out of office since the day he got in there. That's right, because he's undermining our country. Damn right we want him out. I want him out.
And what you're talking about right now, there's breaking news over your shoulder from the Washington Post reporting right now. It's not a huge story, but it paints a picture. Washington Post reporting Donald Trump told the Russian officials in 2017 he wasn't concerned about Russia's interference in our election. And the troubling thing about that is that was foreign. There's no doubt the Russians attacked our election.
Right.
What Robert Mueller didn't find was there was any kind of conspiracy between Trump and the Russians. Even though we all heard this. Clip number 6, Matt, my favorite clip, please. 6.
I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens.
So this is why he was not concerned. Russia helped him win the election. There's no doubt. Robert Mueller said All the work of Russia was to help Trump and to hurt Hillary Clinton because in their view, they had their own national interest. It's in Russia's interest to have Donald Trump as president over Hillary Clinton. Whatever their calculations were at the time. We can see why, as he stood on the world stage in Helsinki defending Putin over our own intelligence agencies and downplaying it. So this is not ridiculously, this is not surprising to me.
No.
But it just continues to paint that picture more and more clearly for us.
But I will tell you, we were talking on the break before about why people voted for Trump. And there is anger on both sides here. I get that. I'm angry about a lot of things. But I was doing a gig in Florida, and an acquaintance brought somebody with her, an older gentleman, and I don't know him, but he's like, you know what? I voted for Trump, and anybody who's anybody is making money right now. And I'm thinking, wow, your soul is for sale. That's the bottom line.
Interesting.
Your soul, anybody who's anybody is and you know what I did? I don't, as comics, we don't have a ton of dough. I took my little bit and I put it in notes, lower, but not commission. I'm tired. I had mezcal last night. But, you get a lower interest rate back because I think it's going to tank.
Well,
yeah,
we're going to get a
effects.
job. We're going to get the jobs report on this Friday, but the first Friday of every month. So it'll be a week from today. And I'm not wishing for a bad economy. I'm just trying to see if we're going to see signs in the
I'll take a little hit
with
it. I'll take a hit if it gets him out. Why is it okay with people? I don't understand. I swear to you, I do not understand how, if you support him, how you can look at that. I just think you're in for penny and for pound. You think he's a victim. He uses the word unfair. Look at almost every sentence or paragraph. He has the word unfair. He's a victim, and he's making other people. You're a victim.
Here's the thing. Victimhood is what Fox News is all about for years. It's white victimhood. It's Christian victimhood, even though they're the majority in this country overwhelmingly on both counts. And for that audience, it's real. They really feel like they're the victim. Under Obama especially, they feel like it. So when we look at it, it's just because our minds are wired differently. We see Trump, and to him, it's victimhood. To us, it's whining by a billionaire. The guy's got every break in the world. You were born into wealth, and you're whining, and you don't appreciate anything you got in your life. But for his base, they go, he's a victim like I am. And meanwhile, their life is starved. They can't pay their bills, and there's billionaires whining, and they connect with it. They feel like a connection. We look at it like this guy's a con man,
total con
who
man.
just wants what he wants at your expense. He doesn't care about you at all. And I don't know how that's my next question.
Well,
how do you peel away Trump's support? But go ahead, Caroline.
Well, that kind of thing is what I've been saying to people, where I have this girlfriend who is dating this guy, and time and time again, she keeps telling me about this and about that, and I'm like, why don't you just dump him? And she's just like, I know, right? Maybe I should call him later. It's like all that, you want to rip your hair out because it's logical, it makes sense, it's right in your face, he's not hiding anything, and everyone's being very blatant about their sexism and the racism and everything, but that's not going to matter. If you keep putting a mirror to their face, it's just not going to matter.
But see, what you're making a good point. I use the analogy that if you were at the Thanksgiving dinner table and your sister is dating this or married to this piece of crap who's cheating on you, who's putting down all kinds of saying racist things, who is disgusting, who's ignorant, you would all be like, break up with him. He's horror. We got your back. But instead, what we would say if we're following the Trump model is, hey, you know what? But he got you a nice house and you're driving a good car. So what? He abuses you verbally and treats you, but you got a nice house,
But don't you think on some level, I see your point clearly, but there are people who actually have that conversation in this world because the power structure is not equal in the relationship life world where someone's like, he or she's treating me horribly, but if we break up, my life's going to really suck, or I've got kids, or I can't
cult
start
mentality.
over.
I mean, look at Scientology.
Well,
they're all over the world.
I'm also, it's funny, you're right. I'm thinking in a different way where there are women who get trapped. There are women who have the alcoholic husband or they don't have the money to get out. I'm talking about people who sign up. They're like, hey, guess what? I got a rich house. I got a good car. You know what? He's all right. I'll deal with it. Like that kind of I'm on board.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came from. I know this is gonna be so hack or whatever, but when I was at the Berlin Museum, and I was looking at how all these people coming from war and they were all just broke and stuff, they were able to join an army, a military, because they get food, they get camaraderie, like it doesn't matter about their social standing, they get to be a part of something, and they get to be a part of the majority of something, and that was a Nazi party, and these are regular dudes, 18, 19 years old, joining that. And then eventually, whatever, all that stuff happens. And I'm looking at this museum exhibits and the clothes and the stories and the faces, and I'm just like, fuck, man, that's what happens all the time. People want to join the winning team, or supposedly the winning team. And that drives me insane because people like to do that. People think it's a game. They want to own the libs. They want to make me feel bad. I'm like, well,
that's
sorry.
Part of the lore, to be honest. There are intangible things that appeal to Trump supporters because I've learned this from watching them in their natural setting.
In their habitat.
Like in their habitat. They call in, it's like a Discovery Channel. I talk to Trumpers sometimes, be like, why do you talk to them? Because I'm like, I can't believe this is real because it used to be a caricature, like a cartoon, but you talk to them and it's not a cartoon. This is really who they are. And I'm not trying to change their minds because I'm beyond that. There was a time I would try. But when you talk to them, owning the libs is important. I see it on Twitter especially. Like, they don't care that Trump made fun of the 16-year-old girl, Greta, and the support Laura Ingraham and Dinesh D'Souza, horrible stuff about her. They just, that's right. Make fun of the young girl. Who cares? There's no sense of compassion. It's cruelty is the currency, and it makes them happy. And there's something fundamentally wrong with their lives.
Well, thank God a judge today, a federal judge, said that Trump cannot, the administration cannot hold immigrant children in detention,
That's true.
for an unlimited amount of time.
And they arrested that judge. And that judge is now being held indefinitely in Guantanamo. We have one more break, Matt. We have no more break. We have one more break. All right. Let's take our last break and come back, and we'll talk about something fun and light. I'm going to figure out something fun and light right here on the Dean Obeidallah Show.
Dean Obeidallah Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
Your entire week's exhausting news broken down in one hilarious hour. What Just Happened is now live with Dean Obeidallah.
And welcome back to the Dollar Show. We're live Friday, September 27th, here with Carolina Hidalgo and Maureen Langan. Maureen, tell us, you wanted to plug something before we have to run out of time and do it at the end with 10 seconds.
All right. I'm doing a show. It's a comedy show, but I'm doing a lot of time in it because I'm developing a solo show for Edinburgh. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be stand-up. And it's called Don't Make Me Hate You because I don't want to hate people. They make me hate them. I'm a victim. I start out liking you. It's what you do that causes me to hate you. Can I just give you one quick little bit?
Of course.
Okay. So this, like the woman in the airplane gets up behind me and starts spraying cinnamon. And I go, what are you? No kidding. I go, what the heck are you doing? She goes, well, it's natural. I go, yeah, so's my vagina, but I'm not shoving it in your face. But anyway, so it's going to be at the West End Lounge in New York City. That's at 107th and West End. And it's going to be October 22nd, November 21st. Don't Make Me Hate You. I'll have guest comics come on and hosted by Keith Price, the Fabulous. And it'll be great.
Sounds great. I wish you the best.
So
it's a funny premise.
Don't Make Me Hate You or Maureen Langan or Daughter of a Garbage Man.
And don't make Maureen hate you. And even though, since you're here, we won't wait for the end. Tell us now your podcast stuff, if you could.
Oh, yeah. Movie Sign with the Mads that I do with Frank and...
Movie Sign with the Mads.
That's
I want
right.
people to hear because nobody...
With Frank Conniff. And let's give people...
So quick.
Let's do a quick update for Frank Conniff because he's been on the show a lot. People know him from John Fugelsang's. He had, I'm not going to say a heart attack, but he had heart pains. And then what happened? Tell us.
And then he had to do a quadruple bypass surgery, or not do. The doctor did it.
Right, he did it himself.
And he
it's
went
kind of weird
through
to save
it.
money.
He was in the hospital for a while. He had to just sit and convalesce for a long time, for months. We took a hiatus for a few months. We came back like about 3.5 weeks ago, and we've finally started back. We even went to the movies. We saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood together. Frank's first day out.
Oh,
we went out. We had a really fun time.
He's lost 40 pounds.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks fantastic. He looks younger. I swear to God, he looks younger. It's weird how heart surgery, major heart surgery can do that.
Maybe they did a little lifting of the face too. They're like, we're going to throw in some nose stuff and eye things. But now he's actually out there, and you said this weekend he's doing his first gigs on the road type of thing.
Yeah, they're in Arizona. Frank and Trace Beaulieu, the Mads from Mystery Science Theater 3000. They're going to do some movie riffing. I think it's in Arizona, but you just go to madsartback.com and then you'll know all their stuff.
So the good news is Frank Conniff is back after a couple of months. Now he's out there on the road doing comedy. He's a great guy. What a funny guy.
So
anyone listening to John Fugelsang show, you know him. He was like
such a great
I'm not going to say
guy.
sidekick. He was a part of the show for a while. So today something happened. It reminded me of what life was like before Trump and what Trump could be. Life could be like after Trump. And is this in a way what America would like? That even if you like Trump, are you tired of this crap? Because today all week trending on Twitter was something related to Trump at the top all week, because we had impeachment, to the phone memo came out, to yesterday the testimony. Today trending was Spider-Man, because he announced a new Spider-Man for 2021. And there was no Trump up there. And look, I love politics, but on some level, I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if politics just once in a while got up there and we could have normal conversations about policy on this show? Instead of the explosions, like triage every day. Like, what can I cover? There's so many issues. I couldn't talk about the refugees. I'm glad you brought it up. There are the refugees, because there's so many issues. It literally is like triage. I'm doing the life. So do you think on some level just the appeal to Americans to not a return in terms of policy, but in a return some level of normalcy being an appeal to Americans just to go beyond Trump?
Yeah, because it's so scary every day wondering what he's going to do. It's so frightening. That's why the Housewives of Beverly Hills is an escape for people. I went and played tennis today and hit the crap out of a ball. I haven't played in 6 years. I was like, oh, look at you, Langan. But it's like, because we want something to get.
I don't go on Facebook anymore.
Really?
Nope. I don't. I have a profile. You can post whatever the hell you want to do, because I haven't looked at it in months, and it makes me happy.
Because of Trump in the world, what's going on in politics?
I'm just tired of it's too much. Go read a book.
Well, folks, you can read a book this weekend. I want to thank you, Maureen and Carolina. Thank you both very much for coming in. I appreciate it. And what's your websites?
Maureen Langan, LANGAN.com, or Don't Make Me Hate You, or Daughter of a Garbage Man, all.com.
Just Google Carolina Hidalgo podcast, Carolina Hidalgo stand-up comedy. It'll be there.
Carolina Hidalgo, check her out. Of course, I am Dean Obidala, your needy Muslim friend, your MBFF, I hope. On Twitter at Dean Obidala. Over the weekend, especially questions, comment, drop me an email, dean@deanofradio.com. That's DEAN @deanofradio.com. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Matt. Have a great weekend. Talk to you Monday right here on the Dean Obidala Show.